Hello, 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 hello. I'm gonna sort out my setup here. I've been banished to the uh to the spare room, basically. Banished. So let me just go live here, 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 and everywhere. Here, 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 and here. Go live in the group. There we go. Sorted. All right. The only problem is these are not together, so I'm gonna be like this. Let me see, I don't see the side of my face. Today we're going to talk about hormone imbalances. People always ask me, I have this question all the time. How can I tell if my hormones are in check? How can I tell if they're out of whack? Can you fix my hormones? It's like, yeah, but what is wrong with them in the first place? Hey, Kate, how's it going? So I'm going to give like a real quick overview. Maybe I'll do like a full training on this so you guys can come to that. Maybe that would be easier if we did like a full training on it where I could coach you. Let me just check my sound. Oh, is my sound okay? Is my sound okay? On Facebook. Let me know. Facebook group. And you guys on Instagram and YouTube. And oh, there you go. Kate says hi, so she must be able to hear me. Cool. So it's just a Facebook group now. Facebook group. Kate, are you in the group also? Let's see. I'm gonna have to turn my volume up here. Apologies. Okay. No. I don't think it's working. Okay. I don't think so. Okay, let's see. Damn. Okay. And video. This happens like all of the time. No sound. I thought so. And okay, let's try again. I don't know why, like, my laptop just recently has not enjoyed Facebook Lives for some reason. So let's try again. Let's go live. Live video. Alrighty. Go live. As you're dropping in here, guys, I would love to see who is here. Say hello, say what's up. And also, if you have got any hormonal struggles, let me know and I'll see if I can talk to you about them. I'll see if I can cover it. Okay, let's see. Change the microphone, maybe. Not on here. Pass. Don't know how I'm gonna get around this problem because my microphones are on me. Try this one? No. Try this one? No. Try this one? No. Okay, so back up. Hey, I'm Harrod. How's it going, gal? On holiday? Okay. Plan B. I'm going to share my. Oh crap! I'm going to share my post from. This is entrepreneurship at its finest. Solving problems on the spot. Okay, let's go. Share this into the group. Share it into the group. Great idea. More options. Share to group. So proud of myself. Live here instead of in the group. No apologies. Saying to apologize. My life. All right. So finally, I apologize to people in the group who wanted this specifically for them, but I haven't been able to work out my sound. So it is what it is, you know. I have to take it to someone, take it to a techie to fix. But let's just jump straight in then. Today's live, and now I can face you a little bit easier because because I'm not using the other one now, so I can love it. Okay, let's go here. All right, D, let's chill. All right, so today we're going to be talking about hormones, hormone imbalances, how to know if they're out of whack. Some of them, because there are like so many, over 50 hormones in the entire human body. So when one is out of whack, it's going to be different to when another one is out, right? So general things you need to be looking out for to see if they are in whack, if they are in a good spot. So you should feel energized. That's the first thing. You shouldn't be struggling to get out of bed. You shouldn't be having an afternoon slump. People think that's very normal. It is not. It's common, but not normal. I think you'll hear me saying that a lot today. You shouldn't be falling asleep on the sofa or wherever when you get home. You shouldn't be falling asleep. You should not be sleeping all the time. You shouldn't be waking up through the night. That's another thing. So talking about sleep and being tired, but you also shouldn't be waking up through the night and struggling to get back to sleep. Likewise, you shouldn't be struggling to get to sleep in the first place. So that's just a couple, right? We're only talking about a couple of hormones here that are going to help you with these. So the key hormones that we're talking about are cortisol. So that is going to affect your sleep, your ability to wake up, your energy levels. We're also looking at thyroid, T3, T4. They're also going to have an impact on energy, but less so on sleep. But serotonin, melatonin, all of these, right? And then you have got other hormones. Think about your female sex hormones. You should not, first of all, you should have a regular cycle, unless you're perimenopausal, in which case, no. If you've got PCOS, you've already got hormonal imbalances. That is what PCOS is. If you are getting to the week of your period and you're like, oh my God, I can't go to work, I'm keeled over, I'm in so much pain, that is not normal. Common, but not normal. Again, I'm saying the same things here. So we really need to be looking out for anything that you just don't feel good, essentially. So let me just pop open my Facebook here in case I got any comments. As you guys are popping in here, say hello, hello. Nice to see you. Normally I don't come on Thursday, actually, so it's a rarity for me to be here. So then there are other things, right? So like mood. You shouldn't be feeling sad all the time. Shouldn't be feeling depressed. Again, these are hormone problems. There are obviously other things, but hormonally, there are things going on which will exacerbate these feelings, which people don't think about. Anxiety, another one that people don't think about. And that's going to come from lots of things, but estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, all of those those three hormones are going to contribute to your mood, mood swings, anxiety, depression. They're all going to have an impact, which is why, as a woman going through your cycle, which should be regular, remember, you're going to have these ups and downs because each hormone plays a different part. So when you're looking early on in your cycle, you've just had your bleed, you're now day 7, something like that. Like, yeah, I'm going to try new things. I'm going to go network. I'm going to meet people. I'm going to be at all the meetings. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to feel super ambitious. Versus the week before your cycle, when you like put your hood up, you like pull that in. I do not want to be seen. Please don't talk to me. Like, I just want to curl up in bed and just like be alone. Please, I want to be isolated. Like that's common. And to an extent, is normal because our hormones are like this. So progesterone is that cool, calm, and collected hormone. Progesterone wants you to be like, it's fine, everything's fine. I'm just gonna sit here and chill. Whereas estrogen's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Estrogen's like the American, and progesterone's like the the Brit, shall we say? And then obviously, like I say, cortisol. When you're stressed, I don't know how many times, like you can pop in the comments here, guys. If you have felt stressed, it's unlikely that you want to go and be social, right? You're more likely to have mood swings. Your partner's like, oh my God, she's stressed today. Like you see yourself going for the wine. This is cortisol, and cortisol is your stress hormone. But when that is up and down, up and down, up and down, you're fueling yourself with, she says, caffeine. It's decaf, but you're fueling yourself with caffeine, maybe carbs, like binging on the chocolate. I'm not immune to this. But it's high protein chocolate at that. But you're eating those kinds of foods, that's going to exacerbate your mood swings, going to influence insulin, another hormone, and that's going to make you feel a little bit all over the place as well. So they are some of the extra problems there. I'll leave that one to last because I think a lot of people struggle with that one. We've spoken about sleep, irregular periods, and menstrual issues. So we've touched on this already when I spoke about PCOS and when I spoke about perimenopause. Endometriosis, the same. So your female sex hormones, you've got estrogen, progesterone, thyroid. You've also got testosterone. That's another one. If testosterone is off, you're going to possibly lose muscle mass. You haven't got as much drive. Sex drive is low. Mood is low. Haven't got any like ambition. Maybe 5 years ago, you used to be like getting up at the crack of dawn. You're like, yes, let's go to the gym, feeling really good, smash the gym, smash your workout, go to work. Yes, 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 yes. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. You're spinning all the plates. Testosterone is nice and high, especially around the middle of your cycle, around ovulation. But as we age, as cortisol increases, or as your stress increases, testosterone can decline. As we age, it declines. As we reduce like muscle mass, or testosterone reduces muscle mass. So then we're not going to be as feel as good. We're not going to look as good. That's going to knock our confidence, increase our cortisol. So there's all these issues around in a big circle. And these can be influenced as well by your menstrual cycle. Your menstrual cycle can be influenced by that as well. So if you are, we've got a client at the minute who has a late period, she's delayed, and we're pretty certain she's not pregnant. We're pretty certain it's because of stress. And we've got lots of clients, most of our clients actually come to us stressed. They think more is better. They think the harder they work, the better results, because that's what you've done in your office job. That's what you've done in your career. You put the time in, put the effort in, put the extra hours in, did it the more CPD, but it's not paying off in the same way. Like you've got your job and everything, but the harder that you push in workouts, the less that you eat, the more that you do, it's not paying off the same. And this is because cortisol has a big influence on your ability to lose fat, to build muscle, for your mood to be good, for your brain to function properly, for your gut health to be good. Cortisol for digestion even. Cortisol has like a really big part to play. So a lot of our clients, when we reduce our stress or reduce their stress, even if we don't touch anything else, they start to lose weight. They start to have more energy. When they've got more energy and they see the scale go down, they're like, do you know what? Yeah, I can work on my diet a little bit, work on the diet a little bit, more energy, more weight loss. They're like, now I can go to the gym. More energy, more weight loss, more fat loss, more strength gains, more confidence. And so this big cycle continues, right? But it all starts with the stress. It all starts with cortisol. And then this, we're gonna move into that zone now, actually. So weight gain, especially around the midsection. So who in here, I'm live across everywhere, who in here struggles with fat gain, belly fat? Who struggles with that? How it's like all of the above. Yep. Who struggles with belly fat? Most people, by the looks of things. Most people. So let me pull this up here. Cool. Belly fat is associated with high cortisol levels. Not only cortisol. I feel like this is like the main hormone that I talk about because it affects most people, most of the typical clients that we work with. And it also has like, it's like the domino effect. Once you fix that, a lot of other things will be fixed. But cortisol creeps up in everywhere, right? So if you're super stressed, your period might skip. If you're super stressed, your digestion might be off. You might be constipated. If you're super stressed, you might not be able to sleep as well. If you're super stressed, you might gain, you might go for more, you might go for alcohol. You might go for more like processed carbs, going to make you gain weight. Okay. So we can see how that changes things. Your periods off, wherever. If you're perimenopausal, cortisol is amplified already. So we are going to be looking at weight gain, especially on the midsection. So yes, cortisol will increase belly fat, but also being in perimenopause can increase belly fat as well. And this is because as we age and as we go through perimenopause, our estrogen levels decline. And obviously, estrogen is linked with, or correlated with the ability to have a menstrual cycle, to ovulate, and it's to do with female sex hormones, female reproductive system. Sorry, but if you are producing less estrogen from your reproductive system, you can actually produce some estrogen from fat cells. So your body's like, oh shit, we've run out, we're running low on reserves. Let's get some more, let's make some more. And how does it do that? By storing more belly fat. Oh, the worst type. At least go on my boobs, isn't it? My ass. But no, it goes to the belly. So if your estrogen is low, or if you're like progesterone dominant, if you have got high cortisol, insulin is another one for belly fat as well. That is going to be like some of the things to know if those three hormones are off. In saying all this, yes, cortisol is like the key one that's been in most of these, I think. The problem is not always cortisol directly, it is the behavior that it creates. Okay, so like I mentioned, if you are stressed, let's say you woke up, it's Monday, and you've got a meeting first thing, or you've got to do a presentation this afternoon. You're going to get up, you'll be like, oh my God, like, am I prepared for this? Maybe you've got an exam, am I prepared for this? I should have practiced harder. And if you're anything like most of our clients, perfectionists, people pleasers, you've been saying yes to everybody else and everything else, and now you're like, I should have worked harder, I should have done that, I should know this, I should have done this. You're kind of beating yourself up, which is going to amplify your stress. Then you take your exam, or you do your course, or you do the pitch, or you do the presentation, or you have your meeting, wherever it's going to be. And maybe you stumbled on a word, or maybe you answered a question. You're like, oh, I knew I had that question. Why did I think that? Why did I say that? Again, cortisol increases. What are you going to do then? You're going to feel down in the dumps. You're going to grab a coffee. You're going to grab pain au chocolat. You're going to grab something from the vending machine. And later, when you get home tonight, you're going to be like, oh, I deserve this wine. I deserve this pizza, whatever you're going to have, your little treat meal, because you did a good effort today in your presentation or your exam. What is that going to do? That is going to lead to insulin going everywhere. The caffeine, if you grab the coffee at lunch, is going to make sure your energy is everywhere. Your mood is going to be everywhere. Then you're going to have further bad choices around food. You're not going to go to the gym. You're going to be stressed out, so you're not going to sleep as well. Then in the morning, you're going to need more coffee because you didn't sleep well. And can you see how this cycle continues as we go round and round and round? That's why, well, if you didn't have the caffeine, if you're stressed, you're like, oh, I don't need the caffeine. Oh, I don't need the chocolate. I don't need the pain chocolate. I don't have the wine. I still stuck to plan. You would not gain weight because you still stuck to the plan, right? And so, although, yes, it is more difficult when we go through perimenopause, when we are stressed, weight loss is more difficult. The way the body works still remains the same. So we can still lose fat. We could still lose that midsection if we do it right. Let me open up some of these. Hey, Antoinette, how's it going? Katya, hello. Okay, cool. So how do you know? They're just some, right? They're just some. Maybe other ones would be, let's talk about sleep. If your sleep is bad and you then, let me just tag this here. If your sleep is bad and you're binging on whatever the next day, it is because your leptin and ghrelin, which are your hunger and fullness signals, hormones, if they're off, it will be because you didn't sleep well, or could be because of stress also. But typically, if you sleep well, your leptin and ghrelin good. If you sleep badly, your leptin and ghrelin are bad, which means that you are then going to binge, eat more, and then all the kind of ups and downs that we mentioned earlier. So you can see how all these things are interconnected. So when people say to me, can you talk about hormones? I'm like, which one? Like, how can I help you? What is the problem? Maybe you're diabetic. Means your hormones are off. Like, there's so much. Maybe you've got hypothyroidism. Hormones are gonna be off. PCOS, hormones off. Perimenopause, hormones off. Like, there are so many different hormones in your body. Maybe you can't build muscle. Could be testosterone. Could be growth hormone. Maybe you're down in the dumps. Vitamin D, which is actually a hormone, that could be the problem. So it is very difficult to do like a 20-minute or 30-minute live on hormones, but I think I've done like a pretty good job of the most uh the most frequent ones, most frequent problems that we see with people that we work with. So people I work with are typically busy professionals, 35 to like 50. They're trying everything to lose weight. They want to be at their peak mentally. They've got a bit of brain fog, perhaps, low energy, low mood, always grabbing coffee. They're writing to-do list on to-do list. They find like they never get anything done. They procrastinate a lot, people pleasers. Like, they are the people that typically struggle the most with what we've spoken about so far. So how can you fix these? Again, it's going to depend on what the problem is. So you could say to me, I've got, let's think about it. Let me just look at my notes. Which one should we choose? I've got fatigue and low energy. Let's say that you've said that to me. Well, we've already spoken about cortisol, thyroid, T3, T4. So let's think some symptoms, right? Persistent tiredness, even if you think you slept well. Difficulty waking up in the morning, like getting going. You're like awake, snooze, awake, snooze, awake, snooze. Mid-afternoon energy crash, and a reliance on sugar or caffeine. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about you. So we can have what is called adrenal fatigue. So it's not a medical diagnosis, but your adrenals are where your cortisol is produced. And when it has produced a lot and your body no longer responds to cortisol, some people call it burnout, you can be in this like adrenal fatigue state. So you're going to feel sluggish, low mood, low drive. You're going to have energy slumps, energy crashes, mood swings, constant fatigue, and all the other things I've mentioned. You can also have an underactive thyroid, which is hypothyroidism, which I touched on earlier, and that's going to slow down your metabolism. If your metabolism is slow, you're going to find it difficult to lose weight. Your energy is going to be low. You're going to feel sluggish. Like, all of the same kind of symptoms that I've just mentioned can be from hypothyroidism as well. If you've got hypothyroidism, so like a low underactive, you should be on medication to bring that up, like thyroxine or something like that. And you need the right dosage, of course. And once that is back to normal, your energy should be good. You should be able to lose weight easy again, or as easy as weight loss is if you do it properly. So ways that we can prevent burnout, reduce cortisol. If you're super stressed, if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and you're really stressed with home life, with work, with aging parents, all of the things, with just life. Our life is stressful. So we're going to reduce stress, and this is going to touch on the other ones as well. So if you are struggling to sleep, if you're struggling to lose belly fat, like cortisol, let's touch this one first. Let's fix this one first. If you find yourself also like blowing up over anything, like your partner loaded the dishwasher wrong and you're like, oh my God, I may as well do this myself. Like, if you're going to ask me to do that, if you're going to do it wrong, I'm going to have to redo it. I may as well do that. And then there's a big argument, you know what I'm talking about. So if you feel like that, that's also high stress. So we want to reduce stress. Easy, fair, yeah. I'll just quit my job. You don't need to quit your job, but you do need to stop prioritizing yourself, not saying yes to other people, not taking on projects that you don't need to be on. And one of the hardest things that a lot of us struggle with, delegation. You may think, I do this better than anybody else. No one else can do it like me. People want me to do that for them. I promised that person or that team that I would do it. And actually, that project or that team just wanted the project done. It didn't care who did it, just wanted it done. So yes, you can have your input, you could oversee the project, you could run the team, but you don't have to be doing everything. So delegation is a skill that I think we need to learn. Even parents, right? Maybe you aren't heading up teams, but in the house, you are stressed out. You can ask your kids to do something. Ask your kids to tidy up 3 of their toys. Ask your kids, depending on their age, right? Maybe ask them to go up the shop and pick up some milk, whatever is needed. Go to the store. You can ask your partner to do certain things. And this is very easy. Write a list of things that need to do, put it on the side, tell them there's the list. Pick what you want. And if things are done wrong, we just need to be like, didn't stack the dishes correctly, but they were stacked and they were washed, right? So we need to really think about, what are we getting worked up about? Is it worth getting worked up about? So thinking realistically, thinking logically, like, is this going to matter in 20 minutes time, in a year's time, in 5 years time? And if not, let it be. Okay. It's not worth getting worked up over. And then there's other things. So doing mindful practices. So meditation and yoga. Personally, I can't get on with them because I'm type A. I always have to be like on the go. I have to be like go, go, go. I always have to be doing all of the things. So sitting there and breathing and doing some like yoga stretches is not for me. And that's okay because I figured out my own jam. I figured out what works for me. And that's the thing, like, you need to work out what works for you. So you might be like, I freaking love yoga. I love switching off and sitting there zen, right? That's cool. You do that. You could do Tai Chi, you could do yoga, meditation, breath work. And then if you are like me, then you want to be adding in something like journaling. Like, I love to write. I love a chat. I love to write. I'm a communication queen, apparently. So I also listen. But yeah, journaling, maybe that's going to be like the perfect thing for you, because then you can write it all down, you can process it, you can go, actually, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, I really thought that was going to stress me out, but it didn't. Or, it shouldn't have. It did, but it shouldn't have, because I wasn't that bothered about it in the first place. So that's going to help process it. The other things I like to do, if you're coloring, drawing, painting, anything that really uses your hands and your brain to focus. So if you are like reading, that's another one. You can like use your finger and read across the page. But if you're listening to music, some people can zone out, but then I'd be like, well, I could be using my hands to, like, work on that project or type a message to someone or wherever it's going to be. But if I'm coloring or I'm drawing or I'm writing or I'm reading, my hands are busy. So I can't be thinking about work because I have to be focusing on this. Knitting is another one. PlayStation. If you're a gamer, It's a great one because again, you have to focus on what is in front of you. Um, and another one I like to use if I'm like in a heightened state of stress, if I feel super stressed, is the 5 4 3 2 1 method, which I've spoken about plenty of times. But essentially, it is 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can, no, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. You can muddle it up, but 5 things you can taste is going to be a bit more difficult, right? So you sit wherever you're at, like I'm here. I can see like, I can see my suitcase. I can see my laptop. I can see you guys. I can see me. I can see my cupboard. I can see the window. That's 5. Then 4 things I can feel. So, or you can hear whatever you want to do it. So I can feel like my heat of my cup. I can feel the tea that I might just put my finger in. I can feel my muscles are just aching. I can feel sitting. I feel the spring of the bed. Like there's 4 things. 3 things I can hear. I can hear myself talking. I can hear apparently a bit nasally. Must be getting ill. I can hear someone downstairs like doing the dishes and moving a chair. Like I can hear all those things. 2 things I can smell. Not a lot, actually. I always find this one very difficult. But if I'm outside, normally you can smell things. If you're inside, it's a bit more difficult. But I could pick up this chocolate and give it a whiff. There we go. Good on you, little. And I could pick up my drink. If this was coffee, it'd be easy to smell, but it's tea. So it's not as easy. But there's 2 things, and then taste, right? Taste the chocolate, or I could taste my tea. It's very simple. I don't have to be anywhere in particular to do it. You could do it in your office, at your desk, wherever. That's a really simple one to bring it down. And then the other one is, what's the other one that I like to do? Sometimes I will try and think of like countries or something across the alphabet. So I'm mentally thinking about like, okay, well, A is like Azerbaijan or something like what B is Brazil, and go through. Or sometimes I'll try and go backwards, just to mentally like focus on something else. So they are a couple of things you could do, and then there's another one, and it escapes me. Oh yes, I know. So your 5 senses. This is the one I was going to tell you guys about when you're doing something. So coffee is the one I always use. I don't drink coffee, but it's very easy to be like, okay, can I smell it? Yes. Can I taste it? Yes. Can I feel it? Yes. And do those things, right? So I can feel the heat on my hands. I can see the coffee, or maybe if you stir it, you can see the like bubbles forming. You can hear the like tink, 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 tink as it goes round. You can see it, you can hear it. The coffee machine, maybe pouring the water in, pouring the milk in, the tink, 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 tink. Feel it, taste it, and smell it. You can do all of the senses with that. So in your busy, busy life, try and get those 5 senses into daily activities. If you can't do all 5, then that's fine. Bring awareness to your body. That's like one of my favorite ways to keep stress as low as possible. So that's how to reduce the stress. Check your thyroid level. If you are going to the doctor, ask for the full panel, okay? Ask for the full panel. Like literally go in, say, I need some bloods done. I'm feeling really tired, or whatever your thing is. I need my thyroid checked. Please, can I have the full panel? Okay, T3 and T4. Ask for that, because otherwise it's not going to tell you much. And you can also supplement with iodine, which you can get in some salt, selenium, and then reducing stress is also going to help with the thyroid. And then the last one I'll give you before I leave. We're only talk about energy here as well, energy and fatigue. But is your sleep, is your sleep routine. So if you have slept like crap, the likelihood is the next day you're not going to have much energy, right? Then your mood is going to be low and all of the things. But let's just stick with energy. So if you pull an all-nighter, do you know you're on awards evening, or you're decided to stay up late with some clients and you're partying in Vegas, wherever it's going to be, then that can actually throw off your circadian rhythm, which is your body clock, which is in charge of all your hormones, kind of. that can throw it off for up to a week. So for the next week, your energy is going to be whoop, 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 all over the place. Your mood is going to be whoop, 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 all over the place. Your energy, mood, your hunger levels, whoop, 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 all over the place. Your period could be off, actually, also. So you need a consistent bedtime. All right, mom. Yes, you have to go to bed at an appropriate time, consistently, even on weekends. Where's my time off? Do something with it then, not sleep, right? And this is why, to be honest, a lot of night shift workers find it very difficult, A, to lose weight, B, to have the energy, and also reduce their risk, or, they are increased risk of metabolic problems, metabolism problems, because their circadian rhythm, the body clock is all over the place. So you need to, let me just move that, you need to make sure that you are in bed, on time, asleep, not on your phone before bed, not going through social media or checking emails just before you're about to go to sleep, because that's going to raise cortisol. And that's what we're trying to reduce. So they are the 3 tips: reduce stress, check your blood, so check thyroid, and improve your sleep. And it's not just the quantity, right? It's the quality of that sleep as well. So you'll be making sure that the room is perfect for sleep, and that you're going to bed and not being on your phone or whatever. Bed is for 2 things: sleep and one other thing. The bed is not being on your phone. So they are some of the ways that you can tell if your hormones are screwed, if they're out of whack, and how to fix a couple of them. Or we're fixing symptoms, not really fixing the hormones per se. But by doing things like improving your sleep quality and being regular in bed, that is going to improve the secretion of your hormones. I hope that makes sense. So yes, let me know, you guys, if you want me to do like a fuller, more full, more in depth, like a mini training or something on hormones. Maybe I'll ask you guys like what your main problems are, and then I'll pull together a training based on the most frequent answers, which I assume it is what we've spoken about. So it's going to be fatigue and low energy, weight gain, especially belly fat, mood swings, anxiety, irregular periods, or menstrual issues, perimenopause, that's always a big one, and sleep disturbances. I'm pretty sure they are going to be like the main ones. But if there's anything else, let me know. If you want to come to this training, which I apparently now I'm volunteering myself to put on, then I will do it if there's enough people that want it. And yeah, I think let me just check if there's any questions in here. But otherwise, I think that's it, guys. Da, da, da. Okay, let me check that one. Okay, cool. No, cool. Fab, that is it then. I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you've got any questions. Hopefully now you can get into a rhythm starting tomorrow. Forget the bank holiday. You don't need to go out. You don't want those calories anyway. Start tonight, actually. Go to bed tonight on time. And hopefully in a week or so, you will feel way better. You feel like a different person, actually. More energy, more regularity. You'll be able to lose the belly fat, concentrate better, lose the brain fog, and all of those things. No worries, Kate. Appreciate you. If you've got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and I'll speak to you soon.